Hello, welcome to Father and Son Productions. Today we're going to start talking about video games from the perspective of the old dad, that's me, and my son.
That's me, Miles. No, shouldn't say my name. Oh well.
That's cool. So, that's fine. We're going to sort of put the perspective on reviewing video games and putting it out there and seeing what everyone thinks. So, give us some feedback, subscribe and like, the usual doodah, click the buttons and we shall go. Okay, today's game we are going to be talking about is Diablo 3, and we want to get the perspective on it of, especially as it's released on the consoles in a minute, it's a good time to put it back out there again after obviously having it hang around on the PC for so long. So, Diablo 3. Miles, what do you think?
It sucks.
I love it. So there we go, immediately. Why does it suck, Miles?
It's boring, monotonous, and I don't really find fun in just the whole dungeon-esque kind of gameplay.
So what do you find boring about it?
The endless killing of mobs, stuff that is kind of spongy, it's just not that fun. There's nothing that stands out that makes me want to go and play it.
Okay, well I love the fact that you can go on this screen, you move your little character around, and suddenly there's like loads and loads of these monsters, and then when you push the buttons to kill them, all these numbers appear everywhere that tell you how much damage you're doing. It gives me a real sense of power, and I love that. And you don't get that at all.
No, not really. There's plenty of other games that give me this huge sense of power. An example being Skyrim, even though that's a bad example. Prototype. There are lots of games that give you the sense of power, but Diablo 3 just doesn't reach out and make me want to go and play it, because it's just, I don't know what, it's just really boring. It's just I go and play it and I just get constantly really tired, and then I get constantly really bored, and I just don't find any entertainment in it as I would in other games.
Okay, I find that quite strange in that sense. I mean, Miles did complete it, we played through it together with him, but he just never quite got it. Where me and my friends, we played through it on normal mode, and then we knew we had to do nightmare mode, so we did that. And yeah, I mean, you played the game and you learned some stuff, and then you did hell mode, and that was like, whoa, we got towards about act 3, because the game is split into 3 acts. You got to act 3 in hell mode, and suddenly it was like, hold on a minute, this pointlessly walking around killing stuff was quite easy and enjoyable in a relaxing way, and then suddenly it's like, oh my god, we're dying all the time, we're just dying, and we're dying, and we're dying, and we're dying. So suddenly there was this huge challenge for me and my friends where we're like, what are we going to do to get past this really difficult stage? And on the PC, open for debate, there was the auction house. And off we went to the auction house, we had the gold, we bought the items to make us better. And slowly but surely we got through the hard stuff to get to Inferno. Got to Inferno, I think it was nerfed once before we got there properly. And when we got there, it was hard. It was so hard. We were just stuck. Did you not see me playing that kind of thing and have it not pique your interest again?
No, I did. I've seen you play it a lot of times with your friends, and whilst watching it, I sat there and I went, oh, it kind of does look challenging now, but it's to the point where it's challenging, where it's just going to get me infuriated at the game. And it's a reason why I stopped playing Call of Duty, is because I sat there and I just kept getting infuriated. I just wanted to chuck the controller, I wanted to hit things, and I was like, I just need to stop playing it. So if you're getting to that stage, I mean, you're older, so you're easier, you've got more control over yourself, whereas I don't. So I'm sitting there thinking, I really don't want to get myself angry. I'm a very casual gamer. I like to enjoy games. The moment I'm getting angry and not enjoying them, I stop.
Oh, see, I can understand that, but I mean, it was really exciting to get to that point where this game was so hard, so unbeatable, and there was people out there beat it, and they were better than us, or they just had the luck of finding the right gear, or they just played it a lot more and farmed. But we were stuck. Like me and my friend, he went from we were both Witch Doctor and Mage, Wizard, and he was like, oh, this don't work. We get the hard ones and it don't work. So he swapped a Barbarian, leveled that up to see if it'd make it easier. Kind of did, one tank, one DPS, kind of tank abilities, but not 100%. So it kind of worked, but it was interesting. I mean, the main thing about Diablo is the bosses there's a story to it that's rubbish. The bosses, you kill them. You'd think when you first play it that that's the game, is to kill the big bosses like all other games. But it isn't, because throughout the game there's these things that you call elites. They're either blues or they're golds, and they have first level. They just get spells, as you can see in the background. They got one, and then they've also got the next land level you go to, Nightmare. They've got not one spell but two. By the time you get to Hell, they've got the three spells. In Inferno, these elites are throwing four spells at you, so they're vampiric, mortar throwing, burning, life stealing assholes. And to try and kill them is so hard. If you haven't got the gear, you are dead. And also, we had the what's it called now? The enrage meter. We obviously had to deal with the enrage meter. If you didn't kill something quick enough, you got the little red skull, and your health just woo. So that got took out of the game, and that should still be in there because people need to know what we had to go through to do that. There should be an option. They've done monster power, but they should be able to click a button on and go enrage meter just to know how infuriating that is. But as you can see, I'm spewing loads of stuff about this game because I enjoyed it very much. But my dear boy,
it was just when I first played through it. Okay, I got the beta and I liked it. I liked the idea of being this character, getting cool gear, and it changes your body, changes what you look like, and I like games that do that. It gives you this sense of style that you could have your character in, and I enjoyed that. That just made me like the game, so I bought it, played it for a bit, and then after getting through the first mission, I just found it so repetitive. You were going from one area to the other killing minions, then you're going from one area to another killing minions, then you get a boss, then Act 2, minions, boss, minions, boss, and I just found that so repetitive and boring that I just didn't. And also, without the challenge that you got from it, I found it so boring, and it was just really, really, really crap, and I just couldn't stand playing it. I only got to the end just because my dad and his friends kept pushing me to play it, because they wanted to get me to the end game and get past that, but I couldn't sit there and tell myself to keep playing this and go past end game, because I didn't enjoy it. I just didn't have as much fun as I did when I played the beta, because that was just the first couple of missions, and I figured it would change, but it didn't. To be fair, I've never played a dungeon crawler. This is my first dungeon crawler, so I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't realise that the game was actually trying to get gear and then trying to deal with all this stuff, and I realise now that I don't like it, and I'm not going to play any other dungeon crawler. But
so you think, that's turned you against Torchlight? Anything that's basically a dungeon crawler now, you think that's it, game over?
Yeah, I'm never going to play any more dungeon. Maybe later in my life I might have another go if a new one comes out, but at the moment I'm turned off of them. They're really just too repetitive and boring for me.
It was so annoying as well, because there was this big build up, like this big Blizzard, Diablo, this huge game. I always wanted it so bad. Never played dungeon crawlers before, wanted it. I went out and bought 2 copies, one for me, one for him. And then a year, 6 months, well, even not even out within 2 months, he's like, I don't like this. I'm like, what? You can't not like it. But no, he did like it, didn't he? See, cool. Right then, let's call that a quit. Let's close.